Welcome to Mediocre Gaming, and today we're playing Tom Clancy's The Division. Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and salutations. Today, the Onslaught has arrived. Let's get to it. So Onslaught will be going for 10 days. Now, the state of the game, they said 1 week. Looks like 10 days on the actual server. Every time you reload your gun, you get a different effect. Either gas, bleed, or burn. Now, the Global Events Officer will keep track of... Go over here, and he keeps track of cleaners burned, LMB bled, and Rikers gassed. And also smart ammo reloads. If you're concerned about that part, there you go, that's that. Now, what can you earn from these caches from the Global Events vendor? Well, this time around, there is Firecrest, Lone Star, Reclaimer, and Predator's Mark. Now, those are all decent classified sets. Now, the top tier at this time is Predator and Reclaimer, so if you do not have those, certainly dip your pen in the Onslaught arena and see if you can grab them. Now you have Onslaught, which gives you the 3 ammo types. Savage Onslaught, which enemies have a resistance to 2 types and they're vulnerable to 1 type. And then Brutal Onslaught, if 2 agents are kills an enemy within 2 seconds, you can reload and get extra damage in that next clip. So if you're going to do Savage Onslaught, it only makes sense to do the Brutal. Now on the playlist, you have Stolen Signal, Warren Gate Police Academy, Broadway Emporium, and Russian Consulate. Russian Consulate and Warren Gate are the only challenge ones on there. And Warren Gate is the only legendary mission on there. Now you will want to go through each of these at least once, and we'll get into that in a little bit. Now, what about getting global event credits? What's the fastest way to get global event credits? Because that's what you really want to know. The best way to get global event credits, if you have a pre-made group and you're competent and capable, is to use go to Clear Sky and do that, because you can do that very, very quickly. You put it on Heroic and you get a whole bunch of credits doing that. If you do not have a pre-made group, do not do that. Now, what you can do is you can do Times Square on Legendary. That'll give you 1,600 global event credits. Or you can do Lexington either on Hard, which will give you 250. Or you can go and do Challenge on Lexington, and that'll give you 750 with the boss, a little bit more than that. So those are the best, fastest ways to get them. Now, what about the masks? Because that's the other thing that you want to know. All right, so first of all, the first mask, you'll want to bleed 200 enemies, burn 200 enemies, and gas 200 enemies. That is easy enough. You're eventually going to do that anyway. It's just going to take a little bit of time. The next one takes a little bit of time. Kill 5 in a row with the effect that they are vulnerable to. So 5 in a row on Hard or above. And then the third one, you just have to do all the playlist events or missions. So you do all those, and once you do them all, then you'll get that third mask. So it'll take some time to get the masks, but they're not extremely difficult to do. It's not like you have to have a good group of 4 together to get all the masks. It's actually relatively straightforward. And I think that's a good idea, so that people that want the masks, they can get them. People that are chasing the masks, they're going to get some of them, even if they're not chasing him. You're going to get at least one of them, even if you're not going for any of the masks. If you don't play any of the playlists, because you will eventually get. I'll give you a word of advice. The Firecrest and Predator's Mark classified gear sets are not recommended. I don't recommend that you use them during this event. Why? Because there are bleed and burn ammo types already as one of the ammo types. So if you have bleed ammo or your teammates are using bleed ammo, then you're not going to be able to put that advanced Predator's Mark on enemies because they're already bleeding, and the bleed that the bullets do is not nearly as strong as the Predator's Mark. Same thing with burn. You're using burn ammo, or your teammates are using burn ammo, and you're not going to be doing as much damage with your burn ammo as you would with your flame turret. So I don't recommend using those. If you're going to use a classified gear set, you're better off using Reclaimer, you're better off using Striker, you're better off using even like a 4-piece Tacticians with Vigorous and Inventive, or anything that you enjoy using. Lone Star is a really good one. The other thing is make sure that you're using weapons that have, which reminded me, that have a faster reload speed. So SMGs, LMGs with the smaller sets or smaller magazines that have the higher reload speeds. But that's it. Thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing, and we'll see you next time.